Lisa. Got it. Okay. So Lisa Michelle, here we are. To the world who doesn't know us. We came together. When was that? Like in the spring that we did a 10-day fast.
Yeah.
Together, and we decided to do it, to go live every single evening for the entire 10 days because we wanted the accountability. And honestly, the way I feel about this is like, whatever, social media is whatever we make it. So why not use it for whatever we want? And it's a really cool tool to kind of come together as a accountability, because it's hard to show up like that every day live with and be honest and truly, if anyone at all is served by us being whatever it is we are, I think it's a really good perk. So I'm going to do a quick intro here. My name is Michelle Oliver, and this is Lisa Michelle Zega. And we have decided, actually, I texted her the other day and I was like,
yesterday.
Was that yesterday? Oh,
evening.
God. Okay. And I just said, I've had I've never had health issues in my life, but this summer, I got COVID. It wasn't a big deal, but then I had this like relapse thing that apparently is a thing. And I usually work out like at least once a day, usually like I work out in the morning and then I'll go for like a hike in the afternoon. Like it's a big part of my life. I haven't worked out for 2 months, like nothing. I have just been feeling like crap. And I texted you and I was like, hey, you want to do a fast or like some type of health reset? So what we're doing is whatever our version of health reset, and we're coming together every day to stay accountable and kind of share what's going on, and maybe get feedback from any of you that want to join us in just doing a reset. And that can mean something different for every person, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and we also decided tonight it might be a bit longer because I went through all of that, but we're going to keep it pretty short, like 15 minutes every day, and just say, hey, this is what I did. These are my results. This is what I'm implementing. And so where are you with all of this as you're kind of starting out day one?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of thrilled because I had a lot of things that basically knocked me off my routine. So you calling was a godsend in so many ways. I went on a family vacation and we ended up extending it. So that was 9 days. And then my husband and I were gone, and my husband had surgery. And my husband's home because of surgery. Yeah. So, but all these things that are like total destabilizers in terms of a set routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have just noticed that like getting back to a consistent way, like I was really regimented. Like every morning I woke up at 4:30. Every morning I did a body scan. Then I did a breath, like meditation. And then I did a stretch. Like my whole little thing. And I'm waking up at 6, which feels like noon to me. Like it's really.
Yeah, me too. You and I are similar in that way. Like, okay, so go on.
Yeah. So this morning, my alarm went off at 4:30. I did not wake up. I woke up at 6 without an alarm. Like my body's just like, yeah, we're doing this right now. But I did a body scan, and that was because we made this commitment, and I did a short meditation. And so I had planned to fast all day, and I'll just tell you what happened. And it may have been that I allowed a saboteur. I'm not even worrying about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really bothering me that I had all these fresh vegetables that were going to not be like I'm the raw vegetable eater in the family. And so I was like, oh, what can I freeze? And then I just told myself, and I did this early this morning, you're going to just have vegetables today. And so I ended up having a salad around 3 o'clock. But the kicker about that was, if I'm absolutely honest, I was not hungry.
Yeah,
Like it was, you know what I mean? It was more.
I do. I know what you mean.
So I'm just letting it be what it was. I
Mhm.
haven't really formulated exactly the shifts I'm going to make. I'm just celebrating, like, hey, there are things that I reintroduced. And that felt, and it's been over 100 degrees. I'm in California every day here. And my walking has been cut down to like half of normal.
Yeah.
Again, fine, whatever. But that's my initial kickoff. How about you?
Okay. No, I think this is really important because day one of this kind of thing is exactly what we are both doing. It's like and I'm really over, like I've had so many years of push, hustle, make it happen, force yourself, do
Yeah.
75 hard, push it harder, push it harder. And that is not how I live anymore as
Mm-mm.
of today. And so so I do agree, like this is day one. And for me, it is very similar to what you're saying. It's like a self-awareness, a establishing like an intention, and then
Yeah.
just opening the awareness to that. So here's where I am with that. I have, first of all, I do want to talk about this because I
Okay.
think it is um significant to health. And one of the struggles that I've been having, I don't even like to really use that word, but I don't care. Like I am using the word, has been my life is so different than it has ever been. And I have so much more space after coming out of kind of a hustle thing that I was doing this summer. And I'm not feeling the discipline thing. Like, so I am really aware of, oh, I don't even know how to say it. Okay, look, I went out last night and I went out last weekend. Last weekend I was in Denver and I wound up going to all these different bars, and I'm not like a big drinker, but I kind of was last weekend. I mean, to me, a big drinker is like 3 or 4 drinks. Okay. That's a lot for me. And
Yeah.
I did the same thing accidentally last night. I went, I was like in this weird headspace where I was like, I get in this creepy thing where I'm like, I can't even go out and I don't even know anyone here really. And I'm just like all insecure about going out. So I was like wearing this summer, like a beach skirt kind of thing, like you'd put, like in like flat sandals and like this camisole that I was going to literally sleep. Can't believe I'm telling you this, but that I was literally going to sleep in last night. Okay. My hair's in a ponytail, no makeup. I go to this little Mexican place and I'm going to get food to go, come home, work on my book and go to bed. Right. And then when I'm there, I think, well, I'll get a margarita to go. And so I ordered the margarita, went to order my food, and then there was this guy at the bar who was like, anyway, I wound up staying and having, I don't know if it was like 3 or 4 margaritas, okay, and talking and just kind of like made a new friend, which never happens
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And I usually look a lot better than I did last night. So then I thought, okay, it's going to be so easy to fast because I do want to do a fast because I'm looking for cheap stem cells. Right. And, but
Wait,
you
how
know,
long do we have to go to get stem cells? Is it 5 days?
I think it's 5 days,
Okay.
but you know what? It is so much more difficult to fast after you have consumed like a lot of sugar or alcohol or junk food. It really is like your body. So I haven't eaten yet today, but I'm going out tonight for a margarita with this friend of mine. And I know, but I'm doing that tonight, and I'm doing it because I also really need friends. Like
Yeah.
I really need people that I'm interacting with that are not just around business,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
realize how hungry I am for that. So I'm letting myself have that. And then I really do want to, like, my intention with this is to do a fast. Like when I was sick, I told you I did like 11 days and it never
Yeah.
even, I was sick and it was like easy. I could have
Yeah.
gone on. But now with intention, I'd like to do, we'll see, but I'd like to do at least 10 days and really do a complete reset. Like I feel like my body just, how you just get there, like
Yeah.
you want to get rid of like the toxic memories that are stored in those cells, like deep inside your massive, whatever pocket of fat in your thighs or whatever, wherever it's housed on your body. I don't know. I don't even know if you have any, but I have some of that. So
Yeah. I told my
I
husband,
want to fast. I want to just go.
I told my husband that we were doing it again. And
Oh my God.
he's all, you don't have 10 days in you. You look like a Holocaust survivor. Don't do a full 10 days. And I'm all, I'm gonna do what I do. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
don't
a
have
problem.
to either. Like we're not saying, okay, like before we did it that way. This is more like we had talked about an intuitive, okay,
Yeah.
I want to share what's going on every day,
Yeah.
so today what's going on is I didn't feel that great today because I drank like 4 margaritas last night. Okay. But I got a lot of work done and I didn't exercise at all.
Well, the funny thing was, so I had opened a bottle of wine the day before you. So you called me, you texted me yesterday evening. I had opened a bottle of wine the day before. So then last night, knowing what I was going to do, I had a glass of wine. And the funny thing is, too, I had made my husband sugar cookies. I don't bake, A, but he had surgery. So I just do whatever he asks. And B, I'm not a sugar cookie fan, but I made them so thin and crispy and brown and whatever.
Brown and whatever.
But I've also not been having that much sugar. So it wasn't very, I don't know. I felt a little, when I can tell toxins in my body because my mouth gets this swelly feeling and my skin feels puffy and whatever.
Like right away, right? Like,
and so then it was harder to wake up
pleasurable.
this morning, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed, which is not a problem, it was just a great awareness, is like here I woke up and the first thing I did, I think when I woke up this morning was check my phone. Like I did some very unproductive things.
Yeah.
Checked a bill, paid something. Like this at 6 a.m, my eyes are barely open,
Yeah.
But then I did, like, it was kind of like, and then I sort of got on track. But one of the last things I'm going to say is a girlfriend called. She called right in the middle of my meditation, but she's going through some things and she's a very important person in my life. And I answered my phone. I told her I'd call her back, and I just allowed my routine to be interrupted by what was more important to me. Kind of like what you were saying about meeting this person you weren't expecting to meet, then going out tonight. It's like there is a value that's overriding.
Yeah.
And I'm just making room for that. Like the idea of living my life through a graceful, flowing, like, I don't know, I feel more like a woman following the breadcrumbs, the way I'm interpreting it, like following the breadcrumbs that the divine lays out for me.
And maybe that's largely what this new like thing that we're doing why we're doing it live too, is really, it's kind of like the new, these different paradigms that we have. And I've always kind of rebelled against, how we were doing like a lot of this midlife women stuff, and
Mhm,
it
mhm.
was really annoying me how these women were just like, go with the flow and just like chill out. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm not doing that. And so I'm not really into that whole scene, but I'm also like, I think there is a way to just be like, we talk often about being more playful, but just, I don't know, I'm not sure what this is about yet. I do
Yeah,
know that the discipline of, I love fasting because it is so healthful. It is such a natural, organic, the body is designed to heal itself. I think it's an absolute miracle, like all that stuff we went through. It's like, what is happening? How is
yes, yes,
even
yes.
that's so cool. And so I want to get into that, but I don't want to lie about how it's hard at first. Like the
Yeah,
first few days, I don't know, I'm sure, I don't know, you can share your experience, but it's like you're craving your addictions, like the body's physical addictions and our mental, emotional addictions are so, oh my God, they're just like in play, they're just like still
yeah,
going in that direction.
yeah.
So I love that feeling when that goes away and you start to experience this whole new possibility. So I really want to get there, and it's just hard at first. Like today sucks,
Yeah.
tomorrow's
Today was
tomorrow
easy
might
for me, but then again, I ended up eating, and it was one of those things where it's like, look, I'm not going to bag on myself, and I
yeah,
really didn't need to.
yeah,
So it is what it is. And I used to be a runner. I never got to the place where my first mile wasn't a junk mile, where it just didn't feel hard, right? Some people get
yeah,
past that. And that's my experience with fasting, where look, I'm all for discipline. I've tended to be a very disciplined person, and just not and been really hard on myself, come from a push, energy. So that comes natural to me. That I've got a lot of practice with. The
yeah,
idea of easing into something, like I'm the girl that jumps into the deep end of the pool. I don't ease in. And so for allowing some of that, I'm kind of digging it. And I do know that there is a point where, because that first,
yeah,
it's like, well, I just need to make the decision.
yeah,
Yes, I'm fasting tomorrow.
yeah.
It's
But
starting.
it's a mind, the word I want to use, because to be really blatantly honest, it's everything I'm saying is kind of bullshit, because it is
I'm gonna fall down.
it kind of is. I mean, look, because at the end of the day, the only time that anything takes effect is when you're in it.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and yet you can, okay, so I know that, and I know that both of us, we educate ourselves pretty thoroughly on this stuff. At least, over time we have. And there are a lot of people, like if you go to a place to fast, which is apparently highly recommended. I don't know why, except that they make money when you do it. And if you have a health issue, you should have
Oh, to be
supervision.
monitored and whatnot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, totally. But I know that often a fast is preceded by like 3 to 5 to 7, between 3 and 7 days of the fruits and vegetables, right? Which in my mind is like, fruits are total sugar. I don't even know why they're considered clean food, but they are. So in other words, you're giving your digestive system kind of a break, and you're easing off those those processed foods and alcohol and sugar addiction. So you go 7 days with only natural sugar. It's supposed to be easier, but I don't know. I don't know.
I've
Oh,
never
I
tried
had
it that way. I can honestly say, like, anytime I'm going to make a major shift in life, this isn't an absolute thing, but especially around, I will say around diet, and I want to be mindful of the time, so we can wrap up here in a minute. But I tend to start things with a 3-day fast. So I've never really eased into a fast because I'm like, oh, I'm addicted to this. I just got to cut everything. I'm not, you know, I tend to be that, well, just pull the cord on that shit because it's not, you know.
Me too. I think there's a lot of, it's actually really the right way. I have a friend that uses the word terminate. It just drives me crazy. I'm like, what? But I'll tell you what, that guy, so people like that who are very decisive.
Yeah.
They're decisive, and then there's like no going back.
Yeah.
So what this makes me aware of, honestly, in myself, is that I'm wanting a way out because I'm wanting to feel better so badly, but I'm so out of the habit of getting those feel good endorphins from exercise, which is where I'm really, I mean, that's been my source of salvation, honestly, my entire life. So not having that for a couple of months, I think my brain and body are saying, well, how are you going to give up the only other way that you're feeling good?
Yeah. Yeah.
So tomorrow, my goal, we'll see how I do, but my goal is no food, no alcohol. I really want to not even have coffee or tea. And
well, I'm going to ease myself. I thought about that this morning. I didn't have as much coffee, but I'm not going to go cold on the coffee because I've got some things I'm doing, and I do get the major headache right? Like when I pull the plug there. So I'm just going to ease off it. It'll probably take me 3 days to just do a little less each day.
Yeah.
And then I'll finish the fast with just, it's like jumping into that cold bath. It's like, yeah,
I haven't
okay.
taken a cold shower for so long either. I did today. And I was like, how did I ever used to do that?
That's one part of my routine I've kept with, and I love it. I can do a cold shower. I am a freaking boss lady when it comes to that. And now I'm doing it for longer and longer, and it's like not even a thing. Yeah. And it made it where I could go in the river, the lake, like when we were camping, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do cold springs all day long. Cause
because
awesome like that.
You acclimate to it. I mean, a couple of years ago, I was the same way. I was like, I don't remember how much I got up to. I think I was doing 3.5 to 4 minutes, or I was timing it, and then it didn't even matter anymore because I could have stayed in there all day. This morning, I couldn't even, I was like, ooh, I don't want to do that. And so I think I've never really had a lot of physical empathy of understanding ill health before. And it's not like I have a major problem, but I can definitely feel these changes in my body. And it's so I think starting a little bit at a time, like I got to go for a walk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe take a yoga class. I used to think yoga, oh my God, like cheater, like that's nothing. But now I'm honestly kind of even afraid to go. So it's really, really interesting how quickly we can fall out of just the confidence in any routine. So interesting,
Wow, that's yes. So basically, just to summarize, we're doing a health reset. We're not completely sure how it's going. We're both deciding to start a fast tomorrow, and we are going to report back in, and we're just sharing like what really goes on in our psyche and in our actions.
I think it would be so great, honestly, if I know there are a lot of people coming to the end of the summer that you can't believe summer is kind of coming to a close. The kids are
Yeah.
going back to school. Like your son is getting married, for goodness sake. Like all these big things are happening for people. So I think it's a good time, because what happens is all of a sudden the next thing is going to be holidays before
Yeah.
you know it. And
Yeah. No,
it,
I'm really grateful we're doing this. I
yeah.
really
So
am.
if
So
there's,
somebody join us.
yeah, if there's
Welcome.
anybody that wants to like check, we'll be checking in at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 o'clock Pacific Time every single day until we decide
stop?
it's over.
Yeah.
And we'd love to support you in whatever you're doing and hear what you're doing. Like, what is your progress and what is intuitive health reset mean to you? Because depending on your level, like when I was like doing 75 hard or whatever, it was a totally different thing. Everybody can be at a different level, and it's all
perfect.
it's all valid. Yeah.
Because we can only be where we are, right? All right,
Yeah.
Mamacita, it's 5:30. We are, well, past
Yeah, I
5:30.
gotta go get dressed and put on some red lipstick and go drink some margaritas. I don't really feel like it, which is really kind of, but I will change all of that. I'll report back tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Have a great night. It's so good to see you again.
Oh my gosh, I love you. Talk to you
Yeah, I
later.
love you too.
Bye.